Platinum Games wants to bring back Scalebound, and they even called out Xbox boss Phil Spencer to help make it happen. I'm Evan Campbell, welcome to Inside Gaming, let's get into the news. An interview with Platinum Games President Hideki Kamiya and Vice President Atsushi Inaba conducted by IGN Japan has been making the rounds, including a fun bit where Inaba and Kamiya discuss their hopes of bringing back Scalebound. Of course, if you remember, Scalebound was supposed to be an Xbox exclusive during the Xbox One era. It was announced in 2014, and if you're looking for more context, there's an E3 trailer from 2016 that you should watch, which kind of shows what the game was. In short, it was an action-adventure game, kind of like what Platinum's known for, but it included a dragon buddy and multiplayer. So think like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta action combined with How to Train Your Dragon. Watch the trailer and you'll kind of know what I'm talking about here. No pun intended, but the scale is actually very impressive. You see the main character kind of fighting this massive boss, and there's these other players around too who also have dragons. So very interesting game. It was a win for Xbox fans who felt like they're finally going to get this unique and interesting exclusive made by Platinum Games. Obviously Platinum has some stinkers, but that name also comes with a certain reputation, right? Some of the best action games out there. This is the studio that made Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising, Vanquish. There's definitely a fan following there, and Platinum as a brand definitely has a kind of a sheen to it. Anyways, that Scalebound trailer is kind of wild. You know, you think back to it and immediately the thing you remember is the protagonist has headphones. They're bright red like Beats or something, which kind of, you know, immediately dates it, I guess. But as I mentioned, the game was announced in 2014. It was supposed to come out holiday 2016. It was delayed to 2017, which is subsequently the same year that Xbox canceled the game. However, last year, Kamiya talked about the cancellation of Scalebound on a YouTube channel called Cutscenes, which is a channel dedicated to documenting Japanese game makers, and Kamiya had this to say about the cancellation. "We were working in an environment we weren't used to. We were developing on the Unreal Engine. We also lacked the necessary know-how to build a game based on online features. The hurdles we had to overcome were very big. We weren't experienced enough and couldn't get over the wall, leading to what happened in the end. I'm sorry to the players who looked forward to it, and moreover, I'm sorry to Microsoft who had placed their trust in us as a business partner. I want to apologize both as a creator and as a member of Platinum Games." That's a hell of an apology, and of course, since Scalebound was canceled, Platinum Games has continued to work on a number of projects, including Nier Automata, Astral Chain, and the much anticipated Bayonetta 3, and they even expanded with a new studio reportedly to help them develop live service games. All the while sitting on that Scalebound IP, and of course with Microsoft holding the key to the vault, but just the same, feeling like Scalebound could have been a really great game. So fast forward to this week's IGN Japan interview where Platinum Vice President Inaba said, "Kamiya has always wanted to do Scalebound, so we'd like to have a proper discussion with Microsoft." Then Kamiya followed up saying, "We did a lot of work on it, and it's no use Microsoft keeping the game in its current form. So we'd like to do something about it. Phil, let's do it together." And I love this. Anytime we get game companies out there calling each other out in public, I think it's super fun. It creates a fun narrative around a game's development history. I know there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes. There's obviously boardroom meetings and lawyers and contracts and all of that sort of thing. But when you just get these game developers out here acting like they're professional wrestlers and kind of putting people on the spot, I think it's entertaining for us as fans. And like I said, it's kind of rad to see a game get a story like this, you know, where Scalebound is kind of this underdog game that had this kind of niche following that people were excited about, and then it got canceled. And bringing it back could play into Xbox's like good guy image, right, that they've kind of built over the years. Phil Spencer's reputation particularly has been kind of defined by his efforts to wash away the previous era, the Don Matrick era of Xbox, as well as all of the mistakes that they made during the Xbox One generation. So I think this could be another feather in his cap in terms of like, hey, you know, we canceled this game before, wasn't ready, it wasn't the right time or whatever, but we're bringing it back. It definitely plays into that image. I think that Xbox as a whole has been trying to make really smart, progressive moves, player forward moves. And yeah, I know that doesn't quite line up with like massive consolidation of the games industry, but if you think about the projects and the things they've been putting focus on and resources into, that goes from like backwards compatibility R&D, things like the adaptive controller, elite controllers, and obviously now Game Pass. Those are all seemingly player forward moves, right? Trying to provide a service and value to players directly. And something like this just like plays into that image, right? Bringing back this like long lost canceled game, this promised game that never came to be. It just plays in their favor. And Xbox just bought Activision for $68 billion. So what's a couple million more to make a few fans happy, I guess. But what do you think? Should Xbox bring back Scalebound, or You know, were they right to cancel it in the first place? And if Scalebound does come back, should it be just like the finished version of the game that Platinum was working on before? Or, you know, should they go back and look at what they had and then start from the ground up, modernizing it for like new design sensibilities and obviously online and like even aesthetically change the main character and like the way the dragons look and stuff? I look at that old demo and I feel like I see those red headphones. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like dated almost instantly. And maybe that's just because of when those trailers dropped, it was like this weird kind of dynamic, and the way he's talking, that kind of Platinum attitude, could probably use a little bit of an update or a refresh. Anyways, let us know in the comments how you feel about Scalebound coming back, and thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll catch you in the next video.